There we go, everybody. Hey.
Got it.
Hey. It's episode episode 50. We've been spending the last hour and a half sitting here just chit-chatting and talking. Me talking about my coaching escapades and having kids call me goofy ass and having refs just
hating on officials,
missing blatant calls.
My
talking
poor
about
guy.
Jaylen Brown and his blatant push off of Grayson Allen. And the ref on this show, aka the dude at the bottom of the screen, is a ref. So of course he's like, nah, JB. He didn't push off. Until me and my man Chris had to put it in slow motion for him.
I take that.
Slow motion for me. Slow motion for me.
I take the L.
All right, but anyway, episode 50, Milestone. We even got a new subscriber today. It means we're over 100. We're at 101.
Right. That's right. We'll have more tomorrow.
Shout out to my wife for making her friend, coworker sign up for it. Man, so much going on in sports right now, going on in the world right now. But in the sports world, we just had the NFL draft. Pretty soon, the NFL schedule's coming out. The European games have been issued. Next week on the 12th, we get the real game, so we can start planning fantasy football and
yes.
And so I can guarantee my 2 chips for next year. Guaranteed. I'm already manifesting that right now. I've already told Chris and Joey I will win 2 chips next year. I've been in so many leagues, I'm gonna win at least 2 somewhere. That's how I look at it. All right. So the more leagues you play, the more chances you got to win. Right. And the NBA playoffs going on, right? We got the Eastern Conference. You got 2 series.
Playoffs.
Not 2 series. So in the East, we got Philly. Without Embiid down 2-0, which I think everybody expected.
Love.
We got that Milwaukee Celtics series, which, man, it's going to be a knockout, drag-out series. First 2 games with blowouts going either way. And then on the other side, we got, the point guard and his sons just, Luka out here trying to do his thing, but he can't do it by himself, They up 2-0, and then there's that, there's the Memphis and Golden State game, man. What's going to happen in game 3?
That's a good.
I think Golden State's going to shoot 60 free throws at home. It wouldn't surprise me. You know how the NBA does. The NBA is probably one of the most egregious when it comes to playoff officiating. Say what, Joey?
Here we go.
Hey, I'm just saying. I will say this to the day I die. You cannot ref basketball all year. And then once the playoffs start, let's just change the way we call games. That's the stupidest thing, right? Now, it is the NFL. They just bad all year round. Like the NFL from week 1 to week 17, they miss calls. And it's not because they got favorite players. It's not because, or some of them, when Tom Brady's playing, it could be a problem. Or Aaron Rodgers, right? But in NBA, Lord have mercy on your soul, right? But anyway, that's the start of my officiating rant for the night. But hey, hopefully we get some good series. We've already made our picks. I guess I'll show them to you because you saw our first round picks, and yes, I got all my first round picks correct, except for the games, but I picked all the right teams, right? All right. And the only ones I won were the ones that I picked against Joey and Chris. So it could flip-flop on this second round of the playoffs. But anyway, lot to talk about. Like I said, I'm here with my man, Chris. I got his full name there. Let me go ahead and change that to my man, Chris. I've got to change my name to the right name.
Here we go. Here we go.
I gotta fix that. Joey. I've been off my game. I've been busy. So I gotta go ahead and
here we go.
I gotta go ahead and make that change just for you, Joey. Just for you.
You better add that on there, people.
There you go. See,
in case people forgot.
JB the champ. just in case you forgot. Hey, and happy. If you watched me this morning on Grand Park Morning News, you would know today is Revenge of the Fifth. And that's why I'm wearing my Dark Side shirt.
There you go.
Right? You know, if you know what Revenge of the Sith is, you know what Revenge of the Fifth stands for. Anyway, so getting to our questions. And by the way, fantasy baseball is weird. Anyway, but I'm there. I'm competing. I tell you what, I'm starting to like my pitching staff. My hitters, they're terrible. My pitching staff looking pretty. They're looking pretty solid.
Okay. I will say I really wanted Kevin Gausman, and he went like a round before. That dude's got like a 0.5 something ERA. Like he's ridiculous right now. And then I'm like, dang it, those are the guys. But the thing with baseball is, I mean, you could be hot one month and then bomb the next month. So
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely the most up and down sport. It's like the least consistent of the three big sports. So
last week my team hit like a combined 176. Like, geez, what do you do? And then the pitching staff had 7 wins last week.
Oh yeah,
that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot, right? And still, I got smoked. I got smoked last week, 16-8, and because my hitters didn't do nothing.
Well, yeah, because there's 15 hitting categories, and if you're splitting the pitching categories, and that's what I told you before. If you're, I mean, you pitched a lot of innings, but then you have a chance of like having losses or pitching innings. If you just load up on a lot of innings, sometimes that could be a positive or a negative. It's like hard.
Because you lose.
Yeah. So and they could either raise or lower. So you could have a horrible pitching start of the week and then just throw just a ton of guys, and then it just starts to even out. You might have 7 losses, but you also have a ton of wins just because you threw a ton of innings. So it's a lot of strategy with baseball as it gets closer to the play. Like in the playoffs, there's a ton of strategy.
Playoffs.
Probably the most amount of strategy because there's the most categories that you can pick. But it's hard to. There are categories like averages you can do, but like it's hard to go and chase home runs. Like it's not like you're gonna on the waiver wire, you're gonna just luck into a home run. They don't happen that much.
Home run guy,
or a triple, or like, you know what I mean. So there's certain things where a lot of strategy with baseball, but for you just got to make the playoffs, and then anything can happen. Really,
stay tuned, people. JB makes the playoffs. First year playing fantasy baseball. Nobody's gonna hit the end of that. Nobody is going to hit the end of that one. Okay, my first year playing it. All right. Anyway, so let's talk about this draft, right? NFL draft happened last week. Sure, some of you guys, you like your team's draft. Some of you probably like, if you're a betting guy, you're probably like, who cares? You're just worrying about making that money. So our draft recap, we're going to talk about which team had the best draft in our opinion and which team had the worst draft. We're also going to talk about why quarterbacks kind of dropped. Like my man Willis came day one. He was in the green room. And he was a day 2 draft pick, right? He went 3rd round or 4th round. He went 3rd round.
3rd round.
And then to add insult to injury, the guy there on his team was like, I'm not mentoring that young buck. Let him come in here and learn on his own.
Yeah, that's not. And
then I saw a tweet from Kurt Warner. He was like, yo, I can't believe that Tannehill said that. Any of you young quarterbacks that need advice, that need guidance, hit me up. I got you, which was pretty legit. So the first question is, which team had the best draft? Let's go with you, Joey. Episode 50. Hit us with your usual.
Chris and JB.
There it is.
The team that had the best draft was not a surprise to me. I have been saying in our previous shows that I am freaked out by the fact that the Kansas City Chiefs had 12 draft picks in this draft. They did make a huge move, trading arguably the most electric player in the game away, but the haul that they got back, they definitely used it to their advantage. They got everything that they pretty much need. I think the weakness is their defense. Their defense was pretty much middle of the road for most of the season, started to come along a little bit more at the end. I think they realized that the AFC is absolutely loaded now, at least on paper, going
especially their division in general.
Yes.
Right?
Their division is loaded. They got quarterbacks all over the place in the AFC, especially in the AFC West. There's a quarterback there. There's a quarterback.
They like the Hawks.
There. Yes, they are. They have quarterbacks everywhere. And they know, ultimately, I think they know Josh Allen is hungry. And Josh Allen knows that they can beat them. Josh Allen knows this.
Oh, Lord. You made Buttons cream his pants just now.
Easy, Buttons.
Calm it down, Buttons.
Josh Allen knows that he can beat this team. Josh Allen is in this offseason thinking, if I had a little bit more time, we would have been in the AFC Championship. We maybe would have.
Can they change the rules for that?
He's like, if I would have just gotten that coin toss.
Right. That is correct. So their first few picks, they took corner McDuffie, and they also took the Karlaftis.
Help you out. They took the safety from Cincinnati.
And the main thing that I really like is them getting an edge pass rusher, who I think is going to help immediately.
Like that guy. I think you liked him anyway, didn't you?
I think I did.
Yeah, you mentioned him.
Now, of course, Tyreek Hill is gone. Maybe the most dynamic pass catcher in the NFL, arguably. I think the Scott Moore kid was rated very, very high, but there is a dark horse that I absolutely love them getting, an undrafted free agent, Justin Ross.
Oh yeah, oh yes, yeah.
Justin Ross.
I saw that.
In that national championship game when Clemson absolutely destroyed Alabama, Justin Ross made the Alabama defensive backfield all look like they were in 12th grade playing against college all-stars. Justin Ross.
I mean, you think about it, remember after that game, it was already talking about him as a first rounder.
Oh my gosh. Yes. He caught the ball. He had a one-handed catch. I think he maybe just sort of palmed it.
I remember that.
Oh my gosh.
Sideline.
If he is healthy, if he's healthy and he can contribute, I think the Chiefs will be walking right back to at least the AFC Championship. They feel really good. It took a lot of guts for them to trade away Tyreek Hill. Yeah. I think they realized we made him. Mahomes made him. We can make somebody else. Andy Reid is a genius. The Chiefs knocked it. Yes, he does, JB. You know he does. You know he does. Andy Reid does not lose. I really enjoy what the Chiefs did with this draft.
They drafted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defensive backs, 4 corners. So what does that tell you?
All about Josh Allen and Denver and Vegas and San Diego and Cincinnati. Oh my gosh. Yes. The Chiefs knew we have to upgrade on defense, so let's make sure that we take care of that. In the meantime, we'll also take care of our quarterback.
They got,
great drafts.
The AFC West, man, jeez, Wilson, and you got, even though people downplay Carr, now he got Devontae Adams. I mean, that's going to raise his profile a little bit, I think.
Yeah, remember what was it, like 3 seasons ago? He was on an MVP level season, and then he got hurt. I
know, because I had him on my fantasy team.
Yeah,
when he broke his leg in the fantasy championship game.
Yeah. Right. So, but I mean, he was playing at that type of level, so it's not like, and he's never had this type of weapon ever.
No, he has not.
So yeah, I mean. Yeah, for me, I'll go with a team that probably over a last maybe 10-year period has been maybe longer than that drafts probably better than anybody else is the Baltimore Ravens. They always seem to find value in drafts, and they never seem to really reach, and they just kind of let the board play, as it is. I mean, there's a guy, they got Kyle Hamilton, who, I mean, we had talked about him on the day of. That's a guy who was at one point was talking about being a top 3 pick. And the only reason he was pushed down, at that point was because maybe his, positional value. He went and had a bad pro day, and combine wasn't great. But at the same time, being able to run in the gym is way different than his playing speed, which he's seen. I mean, he's huge. He can be in the box. But the thing is you look at now that secondary with Marlon Humphrey as the other guy. I mean, they got Peters there. I mean, they are stacked at the corner and safety position. So, and another thing is how we've talked about there. That's another team with, look at who they're playing with Cincinnati. They've got to play them. They got all those other teams in the West. Clearly, this is a theme of teams just stacking up on really good defensive backs. Yeah, they're stacking. We're stacking.
Yes, all day long, Chris.
So, and then they went with Linderbaum, who Pro Football Focus had
down tough.
I mean, they have him as the highest graded safety that they've ever, center as they've ever had. So another one of maybe not a positional value like that's super high, but if you can get that guy, what's his name? Kelsey for the Eagles. That's a guy who he sets the tone of your line. If you got that guy in your Pro Bowl type of play, all pro level guy for years to come. And that's that's anytime you can get a guy on the line that you're not worried about is huge. So, especially for a guy who likes the way they use Lamar Jackson and run so much, if they can get great offensive linemen. They did have to give up Brown, but for them, I don't necessarily know if they really value like ridiculous, speed receivers. I think that they're just going to go out and find guys. Bateman came along pretty well when he finally did play last year, so I think he kind of moves into the number 1 role there. They used Mark Andrews. I mean, he was dominant towards the end of last year.
He was tight end number 1 last year, baby.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's kind of what they're going to do. Marquis Brown, I think he wanted out because he wants, he's seeing all these other guys getting paid at the same kind of in his same draft class.
You want to get that money, man.
So he's got it like everyone else has got to get the money. So Ojabu as a guy who was at one point was talked about as a first rounder. They got him. They got defensive lineman that Travis Jones. Pro Football Focus had him as in the top 20s, and they got him at pick 76. So they got this the Armour Davis from Alabama, another cornerback. They had Pro Football Focus had him in the top 100. They got him at like around 120. So it's value everywhere. It's maybe not the massive names, but I love me some value picks. And I like when teams and we'll talk about teams who trade up. Kind of for me, the opposite of the style that the Ravens do, where they are reaching maybe for guys or at least giving away a lot for instead of letting the board play out. So I like a team like Baltimore that's just going to let the board play and fall to them and then just take talent, and just build a team that just is, figure we'll just draft well and we'll see what the board plays out and not reach for anybody. So kudos to the Ravens once again. Drafting well. JB, who you got?
Well, I'm gonna keep it real quick and I'm gonna go with the Jets. And the other football team in New Jersey. I mean,
basically anything up to the Giants. They actually did draft well.
Yeah, they did, but the Giants had a good draft, man. I mean, the Giants had a really good draft.
It's easy to draft well when you got.
Is it going to change their outcome for this year? No, but down the road, the Giants could be scary once they give them a quarterback next year in the draft. But the Jets got made arguably the top corner, arguably the top wide receiver, arguably the top edge rusher, and the top running back. I mean, right then and there, you are getting some good pieces to put around your second year QB, who you have high hopes for. You got a new coach. Obviously, they have a little faith in their defense because they didn't really go much. I mean, they went corner and edge, which in today's NFL, right, is like the two most important positions on the defense: your cornerbacks and your edge rushers. So those are your two most important. So they got those parts locked down.
Mm-hmm.
And they also got another defensive end. The last pick got from Texas A&M, guy from a Power 5 conference. Texas A&M should be a good player. And Garrett Wilson should be him and Elijah Moore. Him and Elijah Moore should be a good combo out there. And Bryce Hall, I mean, he is the number one back in the, in the draft. I mean, it should be interesting to see how him and Michael Carter work it out going forward. So yeah, I think the Jets did good. A lot of teams.
Well, I mean, yeah, because I think for the Jets, they had needs and they addressed each of those, but it wasn't as if they had to. Wilson kind of fell in their lap a little bit.
Yeah, because the other team took London first, right? The Falcons took London.
Took him at 8. So, and then Gardner, who we thought would be the first corner, he was there and over Stingley. And then Jermaine Johnson continued to fall. He was a guy who was a top 10 guy.
Yeah.
And continued to fall. So they actually they traded back in, right?
Yeah. Get him at 26. That's right.
And I don't mind that if you got that much value. Eventually, a guy you say, you know what? If we have him at 9 on our board and he's still there, and we're not having to give up a massive amount, then he's worth it. So to me, if you go in and you address all your needs, and to, like you said, to go out and get the first running back, they had those needs. They wanted a guy like Breece Hall that could be maybe a first and second down back and actually can catch out of the backfield, and then Carter, who is a kind of he's a jack of all trades kind of running back. So in this league, a lot of, even the best duo, like a Cleveland, still runs with 2 backs. You know what I mean? And there's very few teams now that just have one guy, unless you're the king. You know what I mean?
King boy.
I mean, there's very few of those. So to have weapons, teams don't value the running back like they used to, but it isn't less of a valued positions. They just want more guys to be able to fill the whole role. And that's what the Jets are being able to do. So yeah, I think the Jets killed it to me.
Jets.
Right.
Jets.
So, all right. So now we go on to who you think had the worst draft. All right. So, a lot of teams. I didn't really see any teams with like grades lower than a C. But I'm sure there's somebody out there who probably gave some teams a D. But anyway, Chris, who do you have with what team do you have as your having the worst draft this year?
Yeah, I have the Saints. I feel like the Saints I think they're kind of in flux a little bit of, do they want to compete right now with that roster? I think that they're kind of struggling because you're we're saying 2 best players as if Michael Thomas comes back and he comes back anywhere close to Michael Thomas. You now got Michael Thomas and Kamara, which are 2 of the top, probably 20 players in the league if they're both playing at their peak. And you've got now Jameis Winston. So they're sort of in, he's eating W's. They're sort of in kind of win now mode, but their roster is not good enough to win and really compete at a win now level, right? So I think that they're trading up as if they traded up, get rid of picks to get Olave, as if Olave is kind of that one piece that they need. And yeah, they need that because their receivers are bad, but I don't know if talking about like a team like Baltimore just kind of lets the draft board play out and takes them when they're there. they're doing the opposite and being aggressive. But I don't know if they're a Olave away from competing against Tampa Bay, right? I don't think they are. So to me,
even though they do have Tampa's number,
yeah,
let's
true.
be
And
real here. They have.
I could
Tampa's
see
number.
if Tom Brady didn't come back,
Oh my
right?
God.
I think that then you're saying, okay, maybe they win that division because that division or that is all over the place, right? So
Tom Brady doesn't come back. That division winner is 8-8,
yeah,
9-7. Oh, I'm sorry, 8, 9, and 8.
yeah, exactly. So then you make that because then you go out, they got that Trevor Penning or whatever, right? So then they go out and they get, so to me, they get their biggest needs, which is fine. They're just very aggressive doing it. Now I could see they probably got nervous because there was a run on those wide receivers, right? Remember, they probably said, we got to go get our guy because it was London and Wilson were off the board. They knew Jameson Williams was going to go soon. And then they had to go. And then there was a pretty big drop off to Burks, who even Burks got pushed up more than he probably should have. Because I'm sure everyone wanted Green Bay to take a wide receiver. Green Bay is probably like, if it falls to us, but we're not going to jump up 8, 9 picks to mortgage our future just because to get Burks. You know what I mean? He's not worth that. So to me, I don't necessarily love that aggressiveness at a team that is just probably going to be a mid-level team, right? Because now all of a sudden you give up your third and your fourth next year for a guy in Olave who probably was probably a number 20 level guy when we did our pick. So you're reaching for a guy who's probably going to be good, but everything has to fall in place for them to compete with Tampa Bay. And that means Jameis Winston has to play better than he ever has. I don't see that happening. So I just don't like the reaches. They reached on every pick. Their third round pick, Pro Football Focus, is a corner from Tennessee. Pro Football Focus had him as like the 150th best player, and they took him at like 40, 48 or something. Just reaches everywhere for me. Every one of their picks based on Pro Football Focus was a reach. So I don't love, I'm the opposite of that. Let it fall to you.
Reach.
So yeah, the Saints.
Yeah, we
had
Olave at pick 19,
which is probably yeah, I think that's probably where, but he would never have lasted, and they probably knew that, so they knew that
they traded up, right?
Because remember, Philly traded up,
and
got behind them, so they probably knew they were, and then Philly ended up, making the better deal to get AJ Brown, so that's who they should have been dealing with.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I just don't love that style of just always trying to play catch up.
Yeah.
Mortgaging so much unless you're really going to – Olave now has to hit.
Yes, I think the Titans took Burks a little higher because they got rid of Brown.
Yeah, I think they reached for that.
Got a little nervous. They needed a big player, big playmaker type player for Tannehill.
Mm-hmm.
Joey, who you got?
Well, I thought the Cardinals draft was a little weird.
That was weird.
I thought the Cardinals draft was a little odd. I do not like the fact. Of course, I don't know if the Cardinals are in a situation where they trust Kyler Murray.
Cardinals got a FYI, the guy on NFL Network gave the Cardinals an A- for that draft grade, but go ahead.
Okay. Well, I'm wondering, I question trading their first round pick for Hollywood. I don't know if Hollywood is he worth a first round pick, number one. He definitely had his best season. Arguably, he had his first 1,000-yard season.
Well, it looks a lot better right now because Hopkins is out.
They definitely
didn't know that at the time.
Is out.
And they lost Kirk.
They did lose Kirks, but I just don't know. I mean, I guess Hollywood has been there, done that, but I know that at that position they didn't have to necessarily trade back, and they could have drafted who JB was right. The Packers waited until the second round to get a first round talent, because this was a loaded receiver draft. And Christian Watson went in the second round at 34. They could have nabbed Christian Watson at, I think it was picked, was it 26 or 27 that they were originally at? I believe.
something like that. Yeah.
So
Well, let me ask you, Joey. Kyler Murray is boys with Brown. They played together, right?
they did.
So, and Kyler Murray is already kind of you've heard some chirping there.
Chirping.
Is this a trying to keep Kyler Murray happy deal?
They love the chirp, boy.
I do wonder what the Kyler Murray offseason has just seems weird.
Joey's
weird.
It's just weirder. Yeah, the whole process of them drafting him was sort of weird.
Oh, okay.
His feelings were hurt because he played like he shat the bed in the playoff game. We all know this, and his feelings got hurt. Just move on. It's just odd. I don't know if Hollywood is the answer to trying to pump Kyler up. That's his man's. I definitely get that, but I mean, is that the momentum that they need to get Kyler going? We all know Arizona's going to start fast. They're going to start really fast, and then for some reason, everyone figures them out, and then Kyler sort of loses steam. I just think that with a draft that was loaded at the receiver position, I think that they could have done the same thing by getting one of these studs. It sounds like dude that the Packers got, Watson has the chance to play a lot of snaps and maybe be the go-to guy for Green Bay. So why couldn't he possibly be that, especially as you said, Chris, since they lost maybe the best receiver in football, arguably, why can't he be that? Is Hollywood going to come there and be the answer to keep the Arizona Cardinals offense rolling in, keep them stable until Hopkins gets back? I disagree with them trading out.
That was weird.
D- for me.
I wonder if this is, you're seeing this trend now of guys
D-
of guys now, like guys that they were boys with back in the day,
right?
Like Jalen Hurts and Brown, right? They were like they've been friends since high school.
Yeah.
Now they go out and recruiting that guy.
It's the NBA. It's what they say. It's the
LeBron James effect.
Getting that NBA feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like Carr and Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
Now Kyler Murray, and it's like, I mean, I wonder if this is now. Is this the new trend now going to happen?
Yeah.
Guys forcing trades and yeah. Could be.
So JB, who you hating on? Anyone?
I hate everybody.
He hates a lot.
I when it comes to sports, I hate everybody.
Who's your D minus?
I didn't give anybody a D minus, but I do give. I'm not giving the Seahawks a high grade. One, I mean, with all these guys that they draft a tackle at 9 that wasn't ranked. Was that high? Like I know from what I saw, he wasn't.
He's a guy who was all over boards. You know what I mean? I think that
he wasn't really valued that high, but and he went at 9. We had him. I mean, who are we? Well, we're CJ Squared, so we know what we're talking about. We had him at 16. And they went 9. So, and they had all these other guys that they bypassed, right? I mean, they could have got Davis, right? Is the Seattle defense good? No. Yeah. Right? They could have got Hamilton. I mean, when's the last time Seattle had a decent safety?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a lot of ways it could go. Maybe they didn't want to get a quarterback. in the early round, but they didn't draft any quarterback. So they're just saying that they have full confidence in an unproven commodity, right? Drew Lock has had some moments, but he's going to be a starter to start the season? Mm-hmm. Who's his backup? Old boy still there? The kid from West Virginia.
Smith.
Yeah, Gino. Yeah, old Gino. And then they draft arguably the second best running back in the draft in Kenneth Walker the third. Why? Like, why draft a running back when you already have a roster full of running backs? I mean, you got they've been better off trading one of those wide receivers and getting some picks. They should have traded some of that. They should have traded one of their wide receivers, right? Because clearly Seattle is in a division with the 49ers, the Rams, and I mean, the Cardinals on the edge, but the 49ers and the Rams are competitive every year. And without Russell Wilson, the Seahawks are not going to be competitive. And they should have already started the rebuild this year. I guess they're waiting for next year's quarterback crop.
Yeah.
So I don't give them a high grade at all. Not the D- Joey gave the Cardinals.
D-.
I'll go with a C-. Because usually the Seahawks draft very well. I mean, in the past, they have done very well with their draft picks. And, they've been savvy with their picks. I mean, they've gotten guys in later rounds who have been all pros. So you can't discount that about them. But in terms of this draft and what they needed, I think they could have done a better job.
Joey says free DJ Dallas.
Free DJ Dallas is Joey's man.
Yes,
every year, DJ Dallas will give Joey at least 1 or 2 weeks of football play. Yeah. All right.
He'll give him 4 fantasy points every
4 fantasy points, but he's gonna give Joey at least 2 weeks of roster position. All right. So our next question is what is your take on why the QBs fell in the draft this year? I'll start with you, Joey.
Chris and JB. Of course, we know that the quarterback position is arguably the most difficult position to what is he doing? The most difficult position in professional sports. When I do my count of the 32 teams, I figure about half of the teams absolutely know we have our guy. Definitely, this is our guy, and those teams like Tampa and maybe the Colts, they know, okay, we're not going to have this guy much longer. So, I mean, it's the ultimate copycat league. They're always trying to find the next Mahomes, now trying to find the next Allen. But then, if you get the pick at quarterback wrong, it can set you back. It definitely can. So to me, it's just that the league is fickle. The GMs are fickle. They think that they know what they want, but they're not too sure. I read that possibly, based on a lot of these spread is throughout college, and it's getting to be throughout high school also. And you sort of see, parts of it coming to the NFL. I think the quarterbacks are in shotgun formation a whole lot more, but there's still sort of like a it's not completely spread. And I think a lot of these guys are still concerned with whether these guys like a Malik Willis, who is running a spread style offense. What in the world? Running a spread at Liberty. I think it's the Titans guys.
Don't mind JB.
So I don't know. I just think GMs and scouts are just fickle. They don't know what they want. They know that they want Mahomes. They know that they want Allen. But they just don't know, okay, is this guy really it? Who knows?
Listen to me. Listen now. Listen to me, Al.
Catman.
Yeah, man.
Oh man, I should have never found this. Oh my goodness. Anyway, let me switch back to my regular by
Oh, Catman.
Oh, geez.
yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, so for me, I think that really when you look at these guys, most of even the draft kind of people that were grading everything out, most of them didn't even have a first or second round grade on most of these quarterbacks as it was. They're usually just betting on like what we were doing, saying some of these guys need a quarterback and quarterback gets pushed up because we've seen it so many times in the past. It gets pushed up and then they overdraft these quarterbacks. And then now all of a sudden they got these guys that they're supposed to come in and be the savior like a Drew Lock. That's probably not even close to that level of guy. And then everybody expects him to be. They put this pressure on these guys that they're probably just like every other position, like running back now. It's fine if they're second and third and nobody cares. But for whatever reason, because it's the quarterback and it's the main position, everyone wants those guys to be put into the first round, even if they're not first round picks. So this is kind of the first year where you see teams just not forcing a quarterback that they didn't think was a first round pick onto their team. Because if you miss on a first round quarterback, even though you're not necessarily hamstrung by the contract, you got the fans expecting it. You got now, like everyone's just expecting you to play this guy. And now you got a guy in the third round. He doesn't pan out. Nobody really cares. Like a Desmond Ridder doesn't pan out. Where is he at? Atlanta, right?
Yes.
If he doesn't pan out, no big deal. If Malik Willis on Carolina, like we had projected, doesn't pan out, that kills them because everyone's going to expect him to play right away, you know what I mean, and carry that franchise. Now, all of a sudden at Tennessee, just him getting reps and learning the system and things is going to be huge.
No mentorship,
but I still think that there's a way that he can kind of work his way in. I mean, look at Kirk Cousins. He took a couple of years to really get in, and he's been a serviceable starter in this league. But he wasn't
actually his rookie season when what's the correct name?
RG3,
yeah, RG3. Excuse me, I'm sorry. When we got hurt and Kirk Cousins came in and played, and that's how Kirk Cousins got to start. He came in and played well, and so and that's. To this day, I never understand why the Commandos took RG3 and Kirk Cousins in the same draft. That was one of the weirdest things ever.
That was weird.
That was weird.
Like it was like, we think RG3 is going to get hurt, so let's go ahead and draft Kirk Cousins in case.
Yeah, it's a safety valve back there.
Yeah, right off the bat, man. RG3 should have been like this, man, looking over his shoulders right off the bat.
Absolutely.
He's like, man, we got a ton of quarterback. It's like the Hawks. All
these shooters out here, man.
Yeah, quarterbacks everywhere.
I
just think that they just didn't overdraft, and we just assumed they would because they always do. So this is the first year that guys probably got drafted closer to where they probably should be. And that's not even a knock on those guys because like Kirk Cousins, you can come out and still, Drew Brees is a guy who wasn't a first round pick. You can still be good enough if you're not a first round pick. It's not like you can't, Tom Brady, Romo, we've seen Dak Prescott. It's not like you can't find Russell Wilson. Like you can, it's just, it takes the heat off of these guys and it's probably better for them in the long run. It's a better fit for those guys to not have to come in right away and, be that guy. I just think that we all assume it's going to happen because it always does. There's always 5 or 6 guys, even if there should only be 2, so finally guys are maybe learning that, and probably because next year, the next 2 years, the class looks better.
Yeah.
I think these guys who may have reached they're going to say, well, I'd rather just shoot my shot next year on one of those like Bryce Young or Stroud or somebody else.
I'm looking at some mock drafts. We all talking some mock drafts from next year. I'm seeing at least 5 or 6 QBs going in the first round.
Yeah,
Right.
so I think that a team like Seattle, they say, well, we're going to stink next year. I'd rather take my shot with losing and taking Stroud than
Get Stroud, they're gonna have to like tank.
Yeah, because he's going to go unless he
Right.
falls off, he's going to go top 3 probably anyway.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, your boy. They even got your boy in the first round. The Rattler is
Yes,
making
sir.
a reappearance.
He gonna look good.
You look good.
oh, Joey,
You know who gonna
Hey,
be blocking
yeah.
for him, right?
Say it
who they
again.
got him for?
You know who gonna be blocking for him, Joey, right? Rashawn.
Oh, but that's right. He is. That's right. He is. I forgot all about Rashawn being down there.
What, is that
Rashawn,
one of your
one
One
of
of our
Joey's and my students and one of my athletes back in the
Yeah.
day.
Oh, that's sweet.
Blocking for a Rattler in South Carolina.
Absolutely.
That's
So
sweet.
yeah. I mean, I'm with both of y'all. I just figured that, like Chris said, maybe they be getting smart and probably, I mean, if you know really, if you're a good GM and with the roster you got right now, okay, we're not winning a championship this year, but we can build a team and be in position to win in the future if we get one of these good quarterbacks coming out next year.
Yeah.
So why waste that pick on a quarterback now when I can get the quarterback I want next year, possibly? And there's a lot of guys. I mean, there's a lot of guys who could come out this year and show enough. Like even Pickett, right? Pickett was the only quarterback taken in the first round.
Only one.
Well, we talking about when the year started. Were we talking about Pickett at all? Anybody?
Nope.
No way. He
No.
turned all over a ton.
No, you were talking about the Clemson quarterback from that conference, and look at Rattler. Rattler Heisman. Rattler had already crowned him.
Absolutely.
He crowned him already.
Crown him.
Yeah.
He crowned him already. He crowned him. Go ahead and crown him.
Crown him.
They are who we say. They are who we say they are. But anyway, yeah, I mean, so many guys coming out, and then the year after that too, you got a kid from USC. Lord, the kid from USC, if he plays the way he played this year, there's no way in the 2024 draft that he doesn't go top 3 or 4, top 5.
Yeah.
It's gonna be unless he commits some. I mean, James Winston was stealing crab legs and went first, so it's all good, So yeah, I think GMs are getting smarter, want to take less chances, and really are looking at their teams and saying, okay, they're doing the NBA thing, right? We ain't gonna win, so why throw all our chips in now? Let's take our time and build this thing the right way.
What is the Giants? Because they're almost giving up on Danny Dimes, Joey. They want the Rattler.
I keep on seeing that the Giants. I keep seeing the Giants are going to take the kid from Kentucky.
I've seen that too.
A lot.
I've seen that also, JB.
You got the kid from Kentucky. You got the kid. Of course, you got Stroud and Young, the two main guys. You got the kid from Miami, Van Dyke. You got the kid from Kentucky, Levis. You got the kid. You got the kid from Florida, Richardson.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you got the Rattler. And you're going to have some other guys, too, that are going to be pretty good. So, man,
Big class next year. It definitely is. Big class next year.
College football can be fun next year, hopefully.
Yes, it is.
Hopefully. And NFL going to be fun, too.
Yeah, always.
Particularly the AFC West.
Oh, my goodness.
Let me get on
I gotta win that thing.
the prop questions that we
Prop questions. How we do, man? Is it better than our actual mock draft?
It's better, but only I'll say slightly. We were so me and JB got 7 out of 16. Joey got 6 out of 16. So none of us hit 50%.
But at least I beat Joey.
That's right. So we had the
The
soft.
small victories.
JB took under 5.5. Me and Joey took over 5.5. So JB got that one right. Chris
Which one?
Olave
I'm sorry.
was 16.5.
What did I get right, Chris? I'm sorry. The first one, I'm sorry. What did I get right?
Sauce Gardner, you took the under 5.5. Me and Joey took over.
Oh, okay.
Olave, all three of us took over 16.5. Drake London, Joey took under 10.5. Joey knew. Me and JB took over. Garrett Wilson, it was 10.5. He actually got taken at 10. All three of us got the under there. Jamison Williams was 12.5. Me and JB took the under. Joey took the over, and we got that one right.
Mhm.
Thibodeau, it was 4.5, and we all three took the under. We missed that one.
Mhm.
Where did he go? Like 6 or 7 or something?
He went
7-2.
He went 5.
He went 5 to the Giants, so he barely missed that one.
Yep, 5 to the Giants.
Pickett was 12.5. We took the over. All three of us got that.
Hey, by the way, I also got the draft pick right on the mock draft for Pickett.
Yeah, you did.
And y'all thought I was crazy. Y'all like, nah, Joe like, nah, JB, the Godfather don't approve, JB. The Godfather said you're going against the family, JB.
I don't approve. Kyle Hamilton, me and JB got that one. It was over 10.5. Joey took under. Malik Willis, we all took under 9.5.
Yeah.
Did?
Goodness.
All three of us missed that one pretty big.
Jeez.
Total cornerbacks taken in the first round. There was 4, and we took all three of us took the over 4.5. QBs, we crushed that one. It was under 3.5. We all three got that one.
Okay.
So JB, you were winning up until this point. Then me and Joey, I came up and tied you here. Total wide receivers, you took under 5.5. Me and Joey took the over.
And they were 6.
Yeah. And then total running backs, it was 0.5. All three of us got that one. We took the under. First quarterback taken, we all took Willis. We all missed it.
Yeah.
First wide receiver taken, who do you think all three of us took?
Wilson.
Yeah, all three of us took Wilson. We all missed that one. First cornerback taken, who do you think?
Sauce.
Sauce, we all three missed. So we all missed. We had a lot of similar. The only one, there was only 2 picks Joey got 2 wrong when he went off of actually all 3 of them, they got all wrong, except JB got his Sauce one where he went by himself.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. Everybody else, all the rest of them were picking with people was the better way, except for JB's Sauce. He knew.
Sauce, I knew.
He knew. Sauce, baby. So we didn't have a great draft. We weren't way off as far. It's just hard to pick to where they're going to go.
We had players going to certain teams.
Yeah, Joey did have a couple. I think we had a couple right that went to teams earlier than we had.
Well, like the Olave pick.
Definitely Olave was one I know for a fact. Yeah, it just we had. We would have. It's a draft, man. You never know. Some things we knew. And we can't control. Like I knew Walker was going first. And I knew. I did my research. I did my reading.
Yeah.
Joey did not believe me.
Joey was like, they will not reach.
Yes. And what did they do? They reached down, they reached out and they grabbed Walker, signed him to that $33 million guaranteed contract.
Exactly what they did.
Now he either going to be a good player. Think about some guys like him that were drafted first. Like remember Mario Williams? Remember before Vince Williams?
Yeah.
Remember him, Mario?
Yeah. Mario. He ended up being a really good player, though.
He ended up being a good player, but do you think for DN? A lot of guys go first in the NFL, man, and unless they're really a quarterback, their impact is not as great as you would think it could be. Think about the kid from, think of Fisher from the Kansas City Chiefs. Remember he went first. He was a tackle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, even some of the quarterbacks. I mean, Jameson went first.
Golf.
Baker went first.
Yeah.
At least Golf went to Super Bowl. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I saw some stat recently that said over the last however long Golf has been in the league, him and Tom Brady have the most wins and most yards, something like that. It was some crazy number.
Well, then that's not bad.
Yeah.
Who's had the better career? Mario Williams or Clowney?
I would say that's tough.
That's a good question, Chris.
I mean, Clowney that's Joey's boy, right? I mean,
he's definitely been a bust for his hype. Like a lot of those guys, Williams.
I think neither one of them. They were decent players, but potential wise, no. I mean, like Clowney. But I don't know. We judge defensive ends so much on them getting sacks, and we kind of forget different other aspects of the game, like run support and pressures and stuff like that. So you know how it is. You get players, and you look at them like Pro Football Focus. Like I'm gonna just take a player that I know in particular because it's on my team. The Marcus Lawrence. Pro Football Focus always ranks him high. The Cowboy fans always crap on the guy because he's not getting sacks. But they always rank him high. They always give him high scores every time. Because of the run support and just the other things he does. So I mean, Clowney. I mean, Joey had Clowney and Garrett wrecking the league this year. Didn't really work out that way.
Clowney has.
Myles Garrett. Now, Myles Garrett as a top pick, that dude has been. He has been the real deal.
Yes, he has.
I mean, he has been the real deal. So I don't know. This guy Walker. The only good thing about the Jags, let's put it this way, the Jags could have the number one pick again next year, right? The Jags could go 3 years in a row getting the number one pick.
I could see Chase Young being in that Clowney mix, though. I could see him. Was he
the first pick too, Chase Young?
No,
he wasn't the first. I think he was second or third, maybe.
Yeah.
And Chase Young, I mean, that whole front line for the Skins of those first round picks, man. I don't know. The NFL, you got so many players, you got so many positions. It's just, you got a good player. When you get a first round pick and it's not a quarterback, what are you looking for? A Hall of Famer? All pro, at least 4 or 5 years.
Look, Clowney was a second team All Pro once. Mario Williams was second team All Pro twice.
Right.
Yeah. But look, second team All Pro, like once and twice for first round picks that had like high expectations. I would call that a bust.
Well, I wonder if what round
and the candy man of the NFL. The candy man of the NFL. Remember Candy Man from Candy Man in the NBA? The Candy Man.
Michael Olcan.
played for Pacific. Jeez. They should know right off the bat that to draft him playing.
Well, and Aaron Donald went in that same draft as Clowney.
Yeah, and Aaron Donald kept. Didn't he fall on the draft a little bit because of his height and all that crap?
He went. So it went Clowney, Greg Robinson, Bortles, Sammy Watkins, Khalil Mack, Jake Matthews, Mike Evans, Justin Gilbert, Anthony Barr, Eric Ebron. Geez, Ebron went that high. Tyler Luan, who's been good. Odell Beckham, then Aaron Donald, Kyle Fuller.
Aaron Donald was the steal of the century.
Yeah, because he's been probably the best.
Yeah.
The best.
Khalil Mack is
right now, Clowney or DeMarcus Lawrence? DeMarcus Lawrence went 34.
Oh, definitely DeMarcus Lawrence.
Joey, how about you? Because I know you're the Clowney guy.
Well, Clowney has never had a double-digit sack season. Lawrence has had 2 of them.
So you're taking Lawrence.
I think you definitely can. However, and I mean, they've both been All-Pro once. So
Devontae Adams went 53rd.
okay.
Allen Robinson went 61st in that draft.
That's your boy right there, Allen Robinson, Chris.
That's my boy.
Devontae Adams, I mean, he went to that team and he wasn't really relied on. He was, like the 4th option that year. I remember that because he was a rookie. I remember playing against the Cowboys in the playoffs.
Devontae Freeman went 4th round.
I remember at one year, Joey had that Devontae Freeman, Tevin Coleman stack, working that stack the whole year.
Yes,
that was that year that Devontae Freeman came out of nowhere with them, and it was running back number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess it's just hard to pick defensive. I mean, that's why I don't think anyone really wanted that first pick. Obviously, if no one was trying to trade up, because I mean, you have to pay the guy more, and his bust potential is. But that's probably why they took Walker, because I think his ceiling is that could be an All-Pro because of the potential, where Hutchinson's probably his ceiling's not as high, and they're probably thinking, look, if we're going to take a first-round pick, like you said, they could be back here next year. They might as well swing for the fences.
Hutchinson, either one of those guys can be like in the Bosa's category. But think about the Bosa's, what they do, one thing about the Bosa's, those guys, great players, but those guys stay hurt, right?
Yeah,
I mean, let's be real here. Every year, those guys are hurt. Their ceiling
is probably Hall of Fame level, All-Pro every year level, Defensive Player of the Year type of level if they stay healthy.
They stay healthy, but that's the problem. They don't stay healthy.
Yeah, I mean, remember Nick Bosa, his first year, he was. They were talking about him as Defensive Player of the Year. Yeah. First year, and he couldn't finish out the year. They're scary good, but they just can't stay healthy.
They cannot.
What's the best ability is availability, right?
Oh man, you never lied about that, man.
Yeah, I mean
that's a skill, basically, what they say nowadays.
Yeah.
Right. All right.
Joey, you gonna hit us with some basketball? We got the NBA. We're gonna pivot.
It is time. Let's pivot to the NBA playoffs.
Playoffs?
A lot of playoffs.
Playoffs.
You're talking playoffs?
Yeah, playoffs.
A lot of drama going on.
Trying to win a game.
And you're trying to win a game. Hard to win games when you got all this drama going on. There's a lot of drama going on during the NBA playoffs. Our playoff question, first one: what's going on with James Harden?
Yeah, can I take this one first?
Please do, JB.
All right, good. I wanted to share something first before I started talking.
What's happening to him?
You mean what has happened to him, not what's happening.
What has happened to him?
Oh, first of all, let's look at this playoff rundown real quick. So we got here, I ain't get none of the games right, just so you know. Right? I was wrong each one, right? These guys, I think in terms of picking the correct number of games in the series,
piece of cake.
It's Joey. Joey was 5 out of 8, which is not bad. Chris was
500. 500.
I was, but when it came to picking the teams, JB, as always, came through in the clutch. All right, here are our second round picks. You can see, for some reason, I am a Bucks believer. I believe in the Bucks, and until the Bucks lose, I'm gonna ride and die with them.
Never underestimate. Right? Never.
So what, Joey?
Never underestimate
the heart of a champion, right? Only thing about that is, whenever you hear that saying, you always think about that time that Rudy took that right hand cross in that game when he was playing. Remember that? That was a nasty punch, boy.
Yes, it was.
That was a nasty punch.
It was like Kermit or something.
Kermit, yes.
Who hit him?
Woo, man. Anyway,
Nasty.
nasty. But anyway, so what happened to James Harden? It's plain and simple. James Harden is not the same player that he was. And right now, everybody is looking for him to be the James Harden from Houston, or even the James Harden when he first came to New Jersey. And Joey was saying that he was playing at an MVP level. I think Chris was saying the same thing.
Yeah,
That's where he was.
That James Harden, he gone. He don't live here no more. That guy went bye-bye. He went bye-bye once he hurt his hamstrings last year in the playoffs. He has not been the same player ever since.
He hasn't.
And he didn't come to Philly to carry Philly. He came to Philly to ride on Embiid's back.
Embiid's
So-
bus.
You said what?
It is Embiid's bus. He is.
Let me tell you something. When Embiid got hurt, Harden went home, got him a fifth of Hennessy,
That's exactly what
maybe
he
a
did.
joint or two. Was like, damn.
Went to the club afterwards.
Yes,
Oh,
sir. You know he did. Because, man, he's like, man, I didn't come here for this. I mean, look, they are going home tomorrow, and maybe Embiid's out, so we'll see. But yeah, that's what happened to Harden. Harden's still a good player. He's just not the same player he was that everybody expected him to be. And like we said, who won the trade between the Nets and the Sixers? Didn't the Sixers, man? Ben Simmons not even playing. And Ben Simmons is getting back surgery right now. Did y'all know that?
yeah,
He's
he'll
out.
be out for another 3 to 4 months.
3 to 4 months.
Like, dude, why didn't you get that out earlier?
Jeez.
Heck.
I mean, if the issues on your back were that bad, and man, like my boys, we tell my boys, Ben Simmons was selling wolf tickets, man. Wolf tickets.
Mhm. Definitely
You
was.
know what a wolf ticket is?
Well, like crying wolf, what is it?
Nah, wolf tickets when they tell you they're gonna do something, they don't do it.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna be there. Yeah, I'm gonna be there.
Uh-oh.
You know, nah, they not coming.
Doesn't show up.
Yeah, I'm going. I'm
Oh,
getting
wow.
my game. I'm getting my game ticket.
And doesn't show up.
Oh yeah, no hope.
Where is this dude?
What's going on here, man?
Where is this dude?
Yeah. I used to, I had a meme I was sending out to him. We had a wolf with a ticket, like wolf tickets, anyway. All right. So
yeah. So for me, I think a couple years ago, and you got to think Harden was never a guy who was in great shape, never an elite separator as far as being able to, athletically separate from guys, but he was very kind of shifty, old school game to him. So
Yeah.
I think if you start already a guy who
Taking
he was,
five
it
different
wasn't like he
adjustments.
was in great shape, but I think it, like if JB said he hurts his hamstring, this is already a guy who is not maybe the elite guy as far as athletic wise. He looks like he's in worse shape now than he was. Also, you got to think they're not calling the games, and he's not getting those foul calls. Remember, he was a guy who got to the line at one point more than anyone maybe in the history of the game.
History of the game.
Yeah.
So,
And plus, he's not doing his patented 4-step back 3-pointer.
well, and I think that's the thing is if you're just a step slower, right? Guys aren't worried about you blowing past them anymore.
Yep. So they on that hand.
So if you don't have that move now, then guys aren't worried about that. So now they don't, because really that was his thing. He would either beat you and get to the line and get in the lane, or he would, if he faked that way hard and they jumped on it, he would just step back and hit a 3.
Yeah.
Now, if that move doesn't work, no one's worried about him blowing past them to get to the lane. They're not biting on it now. He can't get that open look anymore. I mean, this is a guy who just isn't even getting up as many shots, and even when he does, they're just not as good. He's turning the ball over a lot. I think he's just lost a step for a guy who didn't really have that much of an athletic advantage as it was. It's just weird that it's happened so quickly. I don't know if we've ever seen a guy who hasn't really been like a massive injury fall off the cliff this quickly from MVP level to now a guy who's can't really carry a team at all. You know what I mean? I mean, there's guys who have done it, but they may have torn their ACL or those kind. His was just a hamstring, but I guess a guy who wasn't necessarily a great athlete as far as the measurables, it's really caught up to him. And his whole game was built on the step back or getting to the line, and he really can't do either of them anymore.
Right.
So it's just, I think it's those two things guys now just aren't, and the refs just don't call it like they are. Remember, they tried to say he's pretty much changed the game as far as how refs call those things anymore.
Yes.
You know, that guys, remember at the beginning of the year, people were saying, oh, they're not giving, he was complaining because he wasn't getting those calls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They were going against guys like, remember Bradley Beal was struggling to get.
Yeah.
Trae Young was struggling at the beginning of the year a little bit.
So, I mean, he's hats off to James Harden that they basically had to build rules put in so that to stop it. I mean, he pretty much changed the game to how they have to ref. So hats off for them having to adjust, but then that means it's now back on you to adjust your game, and he just can't. He just hasn't been able to.
No, he hasn't.
So we'll see. I mean, hopefully they give him a game, but it's just as disappointing with Embiid to not be able to see him play.
I know, man. I wanted to see Embiid play against the Heat.
Definitely.
It sucks.
Definitely. Of course, they're going to be, they're asking questions. Well, why did Doc have him in when they were up 29 points?
Oh Lord. Well, Go ahead. Give us a rendition of what Doc would say.
I had him in. The reason why I had him in because people make runs. I just want to make sure to close them out. That's all we had to do. I didn't have him. I don't have Austin down there. I don't have my son-in-law Steph down there.
That's why. That is why.
Oh goodness, that's funny.
Philly is in trouble, and I'm not just talking about this season. This summer, they're in trouble because James Harden is owed a lot of money.
Yeah.
But now Philly has to figure out: are we going to give this guy a max contract? Because he's averaging 18 points a game in the playoffs. He's shooting 40% from the field. He's shooting less than 35% from three. The second best player on this team right now, the third best player on the team is clearly Tyrese Maxey.
He might have passed him.
Yes. Embiid's 1, Tobias Harris 2, Maxey is 3. Are they going to give James Harden $45 million? And then, of course, every single time Philly's doing something, here comes another Embiid injury. Of course, that's something else. But yes, James Harden, it does seem like as if after the hamstring, he just has not been the same player. And now, are they going to give this guy money?
Philly would have been better off signing CJ McCollum.
I would agree.
Yeah, McCollum.
I would agree.
And remember, I was telling y'all, man, what Philly needed. Philly needs some DeAndre Hunters, some Cam Johnsons.
3-and-D.
Some DeAndre Hunters, some Cam Johnson, some Mikal Bridges.
3-and-D.
But yet they have Korkmaz.
Yes. Yes.
Yang.
However, I do trust Daryl Morey with this because Daryl Morey has built teams like that before. He had a team that had a arguably the greatest Warriors team ever, had them down 3-2, and
he hasn't built a winner. He hasn't built a winner though.
That is very true. But he knows how to build a team.
Yeah, he can build a team he can build a team that can
compete without win.
He can build a team that gets knocked out of the playoffs. Fine.
Yes, he can. Yes, he can. And
I know.
And
he loves
to figure it out.
He loves James Harden, though. He's
does.
Attached at the hip to James Harden.
It's going to hurt
on that hill of the James Harden hill.
And it's going to hurt him.
James Harden need to go ahead and he needs to look at his performance in the playoffs, look where he at, look where he's at. If he wants to stay in Philly and win, don't take no max contract. Take enough where they can bring in somebody else that can help them win. Because if they keep Harden and keep Maxey, keep Tobias Harris, and you still have Embiid, you need a quality backup that's not named DeAndre Jordan. And you need some more guys that can shoot the ball and play defense.
Absolutely.
If you got guys who can shoot the ball and play defense, you can hide some of Harden's deficiencies.
Right.
You got Maxey. Huh?
Someone's pride is going to be hurt this summer. It's either going to be Morey's pride or it's going to be James Harden's pride. Someone's pride is going to be hurt.
Hey, look, if they don't fix it quick, they're going to waste Embiid.
Yes, they are.
Same way as Denver. They got Denver, all this Joker this, Joker that. They are wasting a guy away.
Yes, they are. Yes,
because if you have an MVP level talent on your team and you are not competing for championships, you are wasting that guy. You're wasting it.
Definitely.
Right? You're because in the past, guys who were MVP level were playing for championships.
Mm-hmm. Correct. Right? Wasted. Let's go to
it took Milwaukee. Milwaukee figured it out, right?
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
They had Giannis was back-to-back MVP. They lost in the early rounds. What did they do? They said, bye-bye, Eric Bledsoe. We don't need you anymore. Let's bring in a point guard who can defend, who's tough.
Absolutely.
There you go. You got Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday comes in all of a sudden in those games when they played in the playoffs. Drew Holiday shooting crappy, still clutch, always played good defense. Mm-hmm. I think they said Drew Holiday turned around the NBA Finals, picking up Chris Paul full court, putting more pressure on him.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
You can't waste these guys in that level away. Unless they can do the LeBron. See, LeBron was getting wasted in Cleveland. What did he do? He jumped ship.
And Embiid
bye-bye.
Embiid might do that.
Yeah, it might jump ship, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, like, because if Golden State gets like Rudy Gobert, for them that'll work.
Yes, it
right? Because Golden State they had Andrew Bogut. They won a championship with Damon Jones as their starting center. You know that they can't win with Rudy Gobert? Yeah. They better wake up and smell it. They're gonna waste him away, Joey. They're gonna waste him away. It's like the Nets gonna waste away Durant.
Absolutely. Let's go to our next NBA question. It's dealing with Memphis and Golden State. Can Ja Morant carry Memphis to beat Golden State in the second round? Chris, where you going here?
Man, I don't know. I mean, I think that Golden State's definitely the better team. And I think Golden State has played better. If you look at the stats last game, Golden State didn't really shoot the ball that well, and they still had a shot. But you could say in the first game, Ja Morant had the ball with, coming out of the timeout with 3 seconds left, and he has a shot to win it at the end, So I don't think, as much as Golden State is probably the better team, I think that Memphis and Morant still have a shot. Now, I do think that Golden State will win, but I think that Morant has played like the best player right now and not Steph Curry.
Clearly.
I think that Morant still probably has a little ways to go, but he's taken that step to definitely to that next level.
Right.
And, I think just like we were talking about these other guys getting wasted, I think that, I think they're still probably a year away, but Morant has just shown that he can do it. And this is a guy who's not necessarily a great outside shooter, and yet guys just cannot stay in front of him. He pretty much gets to the bucket, it seems like, whenever he feels like. And then very Jordan-esque, where he just gets, when he gets in there, he's either dunking.
Jordan-esque?
Well, he's just either dunking on guys or he's just hanging in the air and just putting, he's just so acrobatic around the rim, and
Yes, he is.
I
He ain't
mean,
he ain't getting that Jordan treatment though, going to the rim.
no. I mean, he's still got a ways to go, but the NBA is definitely in good hands with a guy like him. I mean,
You
I
see
think
the
the
comment from KG?
What,
Did you see the comment KG said about Ja Morant?
what
what
he
did,
said.
what did KG say?
He pretty much said that Ja Morant is the poster boy for the NBA, but how he plays and all that chirping, I give him a good 6 years in the league.
I mean, I think that that's got to stop a little bit, just because like you said, you got to win something before you. And I mean, he's a likable guy. He just doesn't need to even be doing all that stuff. I mean, the thing is that as a guy, it's funny when you hear Jordan or Bird stories, but as we're watching it, you don't know that they're talking. Like, if you're going to talk, it's fine. Just keep it on the court. We don't really notice that you're doing it, but don't be so demonstrative with it. If you
how about when guys like Ja Morant, who are like pencil thin, they make a play and they do this,
puffing their chest out and all that. Yeah,
they do that. You know, but it just went right here and do that. I'm like, dude, you in the 2022 NBA?
Yeah, he's like 180.
Yeah, do that. In the other NBA, you ain't doing that.
No.
You ain't doing all that.
Yeah, that's the thing and that's the thing is Jordan, remember, had to evolve his game because
he had to get stronger. He had to get stronger.
You know, and Morant really hasn't had to do that. So I think, you know, obviously that's the difference of the game, but I think that I would love to be able to see this game. This is a good, fun series. It's heated, you know, so this would be sweet if Morant can keep playing this way and they go to a game 7. You know, I think Golden State is the better team. They're more experienced, but you know, Memphis has been in both games. They had a shot at one. I think Golden State probably comes out and puts it on them this next game. But if somehow they can stay close and give themselves some confidence, maybe, you know, that they don't just get smacked around,
Right.
then who knows? I mean, you're going to be back you'll have home court at game 7 if you can somehow go there. And that place will be, because they seem to have fans there. Memphis fans seem to be good NBA fans. Like,
yes, they do.
Not fickle. That they love their team there, so that place will be rocking if they can get a
grindhouse.
If they can get a game 7, oh, that place will be. So you'll see a ton of flex in that game.
Yes, you definitely will.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I just want to see him. He's definitely at this point probably almost more even than, because he's so small. You know, even, you know, because Giannis, as big as he is, he just gets to the rim so easy. It's not as, maybe he doesn't make it look as aesthetically pleasing because he's just so huge. Where Morant just looks like he's just floating. Yeah. So he's fun to watch, but I know you don't like all the chirping.
Oh no, I like watching him play. Well, I don't. I'm not. I mean, you, like you said, you can talk, you know, under your breath, and I don't know. These guys, I don't know. Everybody's a tough guy nowadays. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Let
Anthony Mason and Xavier McDaniel get out there.
Charles Oakley. Yeah, get the guy from Vernon Maxwell from the Rockies.
Absolutely.
So do all that chirping with Vernon Maxwell and see what happens. Go ahead, chirp.
Absolutely.
But you know, for me, of course, I mean, if you can put on performances and drop 47 in the playoffs, obviously you can carry your team, right? I mean, this series is good playoff basketball. At this point, these two teams do not like each other, right? Ja Morant wants to be the guy, right? He wants to replace Steph. He wants all those Steph commercials, right? He wants to be on, you know, all the commercials. He want to be on the Subway commercial.
Yeah.
You know, he want to get in. He want to get that commercial with the drive time, and And he wants a commercial where he got Shaq talking, saying he's the foremost expert on cryptocurrency. Ja like, man, why Steph doing that? Why not me?
Yeah, he wants it.
So, and the best way to do that is do what? Is to beat him. And they got a good chance. I mean, they got a home court advantage. They got to win one in San Francisco. It's going to be tough. They're going to be without Dylan Brooks, for game 3, one of their best defenders. That crowd, they're going to be rowdy. I think Golden State's going to come out with a chip on their shoulder, especially since, Steve Kerr he pulled a Phil Jackson already. He's pulled a Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson was notorious for going after a game and talking about stuff happening in the game, and then next game goes his way.
Definitely.
Steve Kerr is already laid down the tracks to make sure Golden State is taking 30 to 40 to 50 free throws. Book it. They will, if Memphis blows on them the wrong way next game, it's going to be a foul. It's going to be a foul.
Likely.
Right. And but Ja Morant, I said, Chris, you're right, Chris. I don't like all the trash talking. And for me, I see enough of it in, these kids, they like coaching coaching at the lower levels with these kids at this young age. When they see their favorite players doing the stuff he's doing, they think it's okay.
Yes, they do.
And all that chirping, and what it leads to is people ready to fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the NBA, they're not gonna fight because why? Because they fight, guess what? They're gonna get their pockets tapped.
Right. Yeah, they're professional.
Youngsters don't understand that. Right? You out there chirping and flexing on people. And some guys just ain't mentally stable enough for you to be flexing on them like that. They gonna lose their shit and ready to fight you for no reason.
Oh, youngster.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But Ja Morant, Steph Curry, right now, both of them, I can't either one of them I'll take. I'll take Steph shooting and how he plays, and I'll take Ja's athletic ability. Chris and Rodney was sending me a text the other day, C-double. For those of y'all don't know, that's C-double in the hot one.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Chris and Rodney, it's C-double and the hot one. So they were texting me, they were like, well, I think Ja Morant he plays like one of them said he plays like a young AI. I was like, no. The other one said he plays like Westbrook. I said, no. I said, Ja Morant right now, to me, was closer to a young Derrick Rose, how Derrick Rose played back in the day.
Yeah.
And how, how Derrick Rose was, he was a lead guard on his team, current team athletic, attacking the rim, not really a jump shooter, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I think AI, those guys didn't play like AI was a different beast altogether. I can't compare Derrick Rose, Ja Morant, or Westbrook to AI. AI in his prime was nothing like those guys at all.
Yeah.
AI was pretty much buckets. He was a walking bucket.
Especially at that height, ridiculous.
Yeah, he was a walking bucket. Ja Morant is 6 something. AI is at his best, maybe 5'11". 6 foot maybe on a good day with his answer shoes on.
Yeah, I think Morant's probably just as athletic, but I don't think he's as quick off the dribble as AI, and I don't know if anyone ever has been.
Yeah.
Off the bounce separation.
But I just Ja Morant, like I couldn't compare him to Westbrook because even though Ja plays in athletic, he does not have the same ferocity that Westbrook played at.
Yeah.
That's Westbrook played at a different level than most guys around him. His motor, Ja Morant has a motor, but he doesn't have a Westbrook motor.
Yeah.
Westbrook has I don't know. Who else? Give me a player in the NBA that you compare, just a motor like Westbrook, just nonstop.
Yeah, I don't know if there is one, especially not from a superstar. There might be some of your lower guys, but I don't think
that's what I'm saying. Like just the motor, just the constant attack,
Right.
Yeah,
you see Ja's not always attacking. Westbrook, when in his prime, like Prime Westbrook was attack every play. Like you're not getting any plays off from me.
He played at 1 speed and it was 180
Yeah,
miles.
I'm getting every rebound. I'm getting to the. I'm doing everything. So yeah, that's why I was like I was like, man, to me, it's more of a Derrick Rose comparison.
Okay.
You know, in terms of the big picture of how Derrick played when he was MVP level type player.
Okay.
But anyway,
I will say though that Gary Payton, the third or the second or whatever,
that hurts.
He would have been the guy to kind of be the athletic guy to stay in front of Morant.
That hurts.
You know, they lose him and now Morant goes off for 40 something. Who's the guy right now? Clay's not at that. He probably was at one point in his career.
Not anymore.
He's not that guy now.
what? Back in the day, man, Clay, that dude defense was.
Yeah, but he's not. He
It's gonna have
can't.
to be Wiggins. It's gonna have to be Wiggins.
So and Wiggins.
Hey, Wiggins, another first round draft pick.
Mm-hmm.
He's not. Wiggins is never.
First pick in
Wiggins
the
is
draft.
never. Wiggins is the opposite of. He plays at 30 miles an hour.
Yeah. Yes.
But
All right, no. The opposite of Westbrook is slow mo.
yeah.
Anderson
Speaking
from
of
Memphis.
Yeah, that dude's
Yeah,
crazy.
you're right about that.
That dude's
Right
riding a bike.
That dude be like,
He is like the old he is like the old man. He's the second oldest player on that team. Do you know that?
Yeah, that's weird. He still seems young in my
Is he
mind.
older than Steven Adams?
He is younger than I think they may be the same age. Steven Adams seems like he's been in the league for 20 years. He's
A lot of these guys are like that because they come out after their freshman year. Because remember, Steven Adams came out after his freshman year at
Pitt.
when he came out, he looked like a baby almost.
He's only 28 years old.
Yeah.
He's the old man. He's the old vet for this Memphis team.
Yeah,
And I don't-
young, man.
I think Memphis can be concerning. I think they can be scared. They are young, energetic. I just think Golden State's done an outstanding job of building this team. They're not the young, of course, they got the old savvy vets now. But when Jordan
Golden State's difference is they have the old savvy vets and they got a little bit of a mix of the youngsters.
absolutely
Memphis just has youngsters.
Right.
Basically.
Jordan Poole might be their best player in the playoffs so far. And they got maybe 3 Hall of Famers on their team, and Jordan Poole might be the best player for them. They've done a great job of bringing him in. Andrew Wiggins is another option that can score the basketball. I think they can definitely threaten them, but the old savvy veterans plus the new blood coming in, I think Golden State should be fine.
Memphis is going to be a problem, but you know how that goes. When you have all that young talent, everybody want to get their paper.
Yes, they do.
And guess what? Everybody can't get their paper. Everybody can't get their paper. Somebody got to go.
No, they can't. I think it's the 2 star, the one superstar, the 1 star in Jackson Jr. And I think they'd be best to see if they can keep Desmond Bane around. He's having an awful series, but I think he is a big part of what Memphis does when they are playing very, very well.
That dude, man, he's a shooter.
He ain't shooting nothing right now.
Help me win a championship.
Yeah, he'll end up finding it.
Mm-hmm.
We ready to move on back to the NFL?
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys want to. I mean, it's getting late. It's up to you guys. You want to just skip it? Go to put that next week.
Yeah, that's fine. We can talk about. We got plenty of time to talk about this question because I mean, really, that's a question we talk about in August.
Yeah, that one doesn't. Yeah. So all right. So now since we'll switch to hockey, which we really only talk about one time of the year, and that's playoff time.
Playoffs.
JB's gonna have to be sporting his Tampa Bay shirt after he picked it. After he picked it, he's an honorary black. What was it? You were saying only black line.
Yeah, they started a all black line. The only team to ever do that last year, and right after that, right there, I was like, sign me up.
That's my squad.
Sign me up, right?
Yeah. So we're gonna pick who we think will win out on the the Stanley Cup. So Joey, do you have? Let me see. I'm trying to pull up any odds.
How did we do it last year? Did we just pick winners, or did we just wait until
I think we picked because I had somebody that didn't even make it to the finals. Yeah, we just picked one who we thought now
okay.
to win.
Okay.
So that's actually because remember I was saying, oh no, they won't make it because no one wins back to back, and they pulled it off. So let me see. I'm trying to see if I can.
I'm looking at the series right now. Most of them, the only one is 2-0, and that's Carolina and the Bruins.
Right.
Well, and Colorado is 1-0 versus Nashville. The Capitals got rocked. They got their butts whooped tonight.
Right,
the Ovechkin didn't even play though.
I'm not sure.
Did he play?
I don't know if Ovechkin played. Let me check it out now. Ovechkin did play tonight.
Oh, okay.
Let me see if do they have new
5 shots on goal. He played. He had 15 minutes of ice time.
Okay.
All right, so here's FanDuel's odds to win it all. Colorado plus 300, Panthers plus 550, Calgary plus 650, Carolina plus 700, Toronto 1,000, Tampa Bay 11. Those two are playing each other.
Mm-hmm.
The old Rangers 1,600, Edmonton 17.
Did Joey's team the Rangers?
Let's go Rangers.
I had a Rangers jersey back in college.
Oh, did you?
Was it who's their best player they had back then?
Messier.
I had a Mark, man.
There you go.
Don't know why I had it. You know what? Only thing I did in college is hockey. I used to play like the 2K Sports hockey game.
Hockey on the video game is sweet.
Absolutely.
All right, Joey, who you got?
Going to blue shirts, Chris. Let's go Rangers.
At 1,600, you better put $1 on that.
I will be putting $1 on that.
All right, JB, who you taking? You going back to Tampa Bay?
Going back to back.
Oh, there it is.
I mean, why not? You know what? Guess what? If I lose, it's all great. But if I get it right,
yeah, true.
I become a NHL savant.
All right, give me. I picked Colorado last.
I'm gonna say Colorado. Yeah,
you did pick the Avalanche last year,
and I'm gonna go. They're the betting favorite, but I think it's for a reason. I'm gonna go Colorado.
Okay. Were they betting favorite last year too?
I don't think they were the favorite. I think they were second though, and they bombed out to Vegas. Remember, I said I think it was going to be either whoever wins this series, I think will win it.
Oh yeah, you did say that. That's right. That's right.
Vegas ended up beating them, and then Colorado's like one of those. They're like the
Buffalo Bills.
who's like in the NBA, like a really good regular season.
Utah Jazz.
Yeah, really good regular season, but haven't been able to do anything in the postseason. That's
right.
Utah Jazz were the number one team in the league 2 years in a row, like in record wise, right?
That's Colorado. So hopefully, all right. Now we got. Now we're going to go. This weekend is the Kentucky Derby. Joey knows all about this because he actually picked the winner last year.
Even though that winner was on steroids.
The winner, it got taken off the board because of
that was one of his hot takes right there.
Yeah, that was a hot take.
It backfired on him, and I called him out on the week after that. I was like, "Hey, not so fast, my friend."
Joey said it still counted, right, Joey?
It still counts.
Well, I wonder if they would have. I wonder if you won that as a bet, would they take the money away like a week later?
Like the guy who bet on himself to the streak at the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, like that.
And then told everybody, yeah, I did it, and didn't get his money. That was dumb.
I saw.
Jail and shut his mouth.
I saw on that wager show, whatever that one is on ESPN, Daily Wager. A guy made a $6 parlay. It was like 18 bets. And he won $219,000.
Hate him already.
Goodness.
Some random guy they showed about. So
On what? On what? Like a parlay on what? What was it?
oh,
on?
it was 19. It was like there was some there was basketball, hockey. It was like every basketball, hockey, and baseball. I don't even know how guys do that.
$6 and won $2,000. Good for him.
No, 200,000.
Oh, I hate him.
$219,000. I don't even know how you get
That
it.
was his. Over there was his last $6. He's like, man, you know what? This is my last $6 I'm betting.
Boom.
I'm all in.
One of them I think was a live bet.
I tell you what. Like we say, scared money don't make money. If you ain't making it, you can't win it. So that's kudos to that guy.
Yeah, you can't hate on that.
Yep.
All right, so the Kentucky Derby odds. I'll read so the favorite is a horse Zandon. He's 3-1. Number 2 is Epicenter is 7-2. JB might want this one. This one's called Messier. Like in Jersey, he's 8-1. White Abrio is 10-1. Mo Donegal is 10-1.
Donegal.
Taiba is 12-1. Smile Happy 20-1. There's a couple in the 20-1s. JB, you said you wrote down a few. You feeling any?
I'm gonna tell you, I had these two in mind. I read an article on them, and I mean, I know the favorite. I think they won the horse that Joey picked last year. Wasn't that horse a favorite, Joey, before the race?
I think so.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, because it was on. Everybody knew it was on steroids, probably. But I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna go with Epicenter, right? The Epicenter. I like the name. I'm gonna go with Epicenter at 7-2.
All right, I'll go.
Probably put $1 on it.
I'll go Taiba, Taiba, at 12-1.
Okay.
Joey, who you feeling? Anybody?
Did you say Tiz the Bomb?
Tiz the Bomb is 30-1. You better that might be your underdog pick. I don't think that guy's maybe you win.
I just read that in terms of career wins, Tiz the Bomb has the most with 5. I'm going Tiz the Bomb.
Oh, Tiz the Bomb. All right. Joey's taking a 30-1 favorite.
So what's your dart throwing pick this week?
I'm still looking it up, JB. I'm still looking it up.
I still can't believe you had me on here betting on damn darts, man. I was like, man, I have sunk into a level that I didn't think I would ever reach in my life.
Yeah, that's degenerate.
You got me betting on darts, man. That's like, I don't know, man.
Still looking it up.
Yeah, so let's see. So you said Epicenter, you got it 7-2. I got what's the post? Usually you don't want Joey, you don't care about their post position?
Don't.
Usually you don't want a post position, they're way out.
Oh boy.
It says that Zandon is boosted by Derby draw.
So let me see. Tiz the Bomb is 9. That's not bad, Joey.
Okay. Take
He
it.
said running style is closer.
Closer?
That's his style.
Exactly what I want.
Oh, it says that. Okay. Oh man, hold on. Look at it. Just okay. So it says that Epicenter, the second favorite, it was given a tricky inside draw in post 3. Ugh. Oh Lord. So it said, you did a horse you bet on last year. The horse is dead already.
Oh my gosh.
Is it the one that Joey that won?
It says Saturday's Derby takes place a year after controversy erupted following Medina Spirit's victory. Medina Spirit, who has since died,
Goodness.
Oh, jeez.
failed a drug test following the race, leading to a 2-year suspension of Hall of Fame trainer and U.S. racing icon Bob Baffert.
Goodness.
Yeah,
No,
he died in
no,
2000.
no. Okay,
Here's
here's some more good news for you, Chris. 2 horses previously trained by Baffert will line up in the gates on Saturday. However, with the highly rated Tabia in
That's the
post
one I picked.
12 and Messier in post 3.
Mhm.
Oh, my horse is gonna be. I'm just hoping that they're ahead of the.
Your horse is gonna be on steroids, bro.
Hey, I don't mind as long as it goes undetected for at least until we stop talking about it like months later.
Man, that's crazy though.
Yeah, that's Baffert's not allowed there, but I guess he has a 2-year suspension.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got some good things. When is it? The Kentucky Derby is Saturday?
Yeah, usually I mean it's all day, but
Yeah.
normally that one's like later in I think it's like 5 o'clock or something.
Oh, they have a whole bunch of races.
I think that's like race 10 or
Right.
Yeah, I know the Kentucky Derby is a big event. They all come out all dressed up in their old Southern attire with their
Absolutely.
fancy light blue suits and
Mhm.
and
You know
shoes.
how
And
they do.
women get all dressed up with
You know
their
how they do.
Southern Belle clothes with the umbrellas and the white gloves. So
Absolutely.
yeah, spectacle.
Yeah, it said the horse died on the track.
Wow.
Yeah,
It just collapsed, heart attack.
that's not good.
Probably from getting freaking steroids.
Yeah, I know. Or
Ain't
probably
this thing
from
junkie.
getting them and then taking them off of them.
Absolutely.
Getting off the steroids.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, Joey, give us your because it's super late tonight, and hopefully somebody will watch this later when they're
9
awake.
leg parlay is coming y'all's way.
Oh Lord.
Oh geez, here we go.
I may take a nibble on it and get some money off yours like I did last
That's
time.
what you do last year. You just pick it apart.
I nibbled on your parlay last week and won.
Take a little sample. Maybe you may want a little bit more. I will pass it down towards you, maybe.
That's what he does. Everyone's sampling your stuff, Joey.
Just go on in and sample this 9-legger. That's
Your non-legger is too potent. Everyone just says
it is.
Give me
Woo, Lordy.
give me
Plus
just a little-
9,923.
Please.
You better put $6 on it.
That's pure. That's pure cut.
Oh,
We
yeah.
are going here. We are
That's
going
pure.
here.
That's right. That's right off the boat. It ain't been touched at all.
Yeah, you better put some baking soda on that.
Absolutely.
It ain't been touched at all, boy.
But this is what Tony put his nose in. He started going crazy.
And that's that high grade stuff right there, baby.
Now we war.
Oh,
So this is jumping around to a few different spots, and this will start this morning at 5 a.m.
uh-oh.
Tennis.
Oh.
Oh no.
Women's tennis. Claire Liu. I will take the money line. -136. Claire Liu.
Stick with the money lines. I lost 3 tennis bets today on over-unders and that sort of
Over-unders.
Okay. I will stay with women's tennis. Coco Golf will be playing doubles. I'll take the money line -220.
You must be on FanDuel.
I am on FanDuel. I'm taking your man's JB, who will be playing at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Novak,
Uh-oh.
the money line -330.
There you go.
Novak is very upset right now. He is going to kill this person.
He is taking it out.
Now let's go baseball, because after I'm 3 and you may want to nibble on that, because I will be 3-0 there. Let's go baseball. Money line. Pirates over the Cincinnati Reds. Cincinnati is absolutely awful. This is one of the worst scenes in baseball history that is going right now.
They got smoked today.
Yes, they did. I will be going to, let's see, another baseball. Yankees money line. Cole is on the hill. Yankees have smoked. There you go, JB. Cole's pitching well. Cole's pitching well. I will be
Yeah, I
taking.
tell you, he started off. I was telling Chris, he started off crappy.
Yes, he did. He has pitched.
Yeah,
well
he'll definitely
his
turn
last
it.
two
He
starts.
definitely was going to turn it around.
His last
All
two.
my guys are turning around a little bit. Him and because Freed from the Braves, he started off 0-2, won his last 3.
Yes.
So yeah,
I'm going to put confidence in the Sixers to win this game. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Money line. Sixers.
That's where your money is.
That's where the money is, JB. That's where the money is. I will also go with
Pirates. You had Pirates money line, Yankees money line.
No, not
Pirates
money line.
Don't forget about the Sox money line. The Sox are not looking good right now. It looks like Xander Bogaerts wants out from the news that I got from Bleacher Report, but they will be playing home. Evaldi is on the hill. The Sox beat the White Sox.
I actually bet the White Sox.
And that's from a Sox fan. The Suns.
Hey, just value is there, but if the Red Sox are favored, so.
Phoenix has Dallas on the ropes. They see that the other series is looks like it's going to be a long series. Phoenix wants to get out so they can get Devin Booker healthy. I got Phoenix money line. And lastly, Padres. Yu Darvish is on the hill. They are home. I'll take San Diego, the money line minus 130. I got 9,923. As I said, this is a clear winner.
Is one of you guys got Darvish on your team?
I got Darvish.
Okay, Chris.
I thought so.
Yeah. He's been up and down, but I mean, I think that Padres are not bad though. I keep betting on the Padres for whatever.
They are not bad. They are not bad, and they're doing this without their best player.
I won't be betting them against the Dodgers. I'll tell you that.
I hear that.
Dodgers are good.
All right, there you have it, everybody. Joey's 9-leg parlay. We got Claire Lou money line, Coco Golf doubles money line,
stack it.
The Joker money line, Pirates money line, Yankees, the Yankees money line, the Sox money line, the Sixers at home. I would take that. If you're going money line on the Sixers, I would take that +1 because you get a little lower, you get a better more profit that way. Right? What's the money line on that, Chris, for that Sixers game?
Let me see. I'm looking up now.
I bet you the money line is probably a minus like 130. And I know that +1 is a minus 110.
So it's plus 124 is the money line.
Oh, and I'm okay. Never mind then. Take that money line then +124. Stack it. All right, and then we got the Suns money line, and last but not least, the Padres money line. That is Joey's 9-legger parlay.
Either you can nibble it or you can take all of it.
I'm gonna take a little nibble around it. Well, how you say, Joey, the W?
Yeah, eating the W right there.
There you go.
Eat it up.
Eat it up, baby. Eat it up.
Well, remember last time you didn't. What did Joey? Did he bet the Raptors to win and you didn't take it, and that's what he lost on?
Listen, last time Joey was the 6 game. You had a 7 or 8 one last week.
Yeah, he had
I hit on all your baseball, and I only took one. I took Gary Trent Jr. at a plus over 18.5.
Yeah.
So Joey, what I would do is, if I'm you, what time is San Diego play?
7:07.
What I would have done is I would have San Diego's late.
Oh, wait a minute. I was thinking about Pittsburgh. Wait a minute. I'm thinking about the Pirates game.
Yeah, that's 7.
The Yankees are at 7:06. The Pirates are at 6:41. The Sox are at 7-11.
Well,
Yeah,
boy.
so you can't do that. So basically, I was saying because your big one is going to be your basketball game. If that was a late game and then you put all your baseball games early, then you could hedge off. But because of the way it's set up, you would have to do that with the Dallas game.
Yeah.
I actually bet Dallas money line. Right now, they're minus 110. I think I got it for Dallas money line. I got it for because I bet it early.
I think you bet it like yesterday.
I bet it I got it at plus 100.
Okay.
And now it's minus 110.
Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Dude,
Nice,
see, I
Chris.
told you.
Very nice.
You should have been in the lab.
I gotta get in that. I gotta get in that lab. Freaking, I had the lab cooking real good until the Mets came back on me. So my lab.
Oh yeah, that's right. You said they came back. They had seven
runs.
in the eighth.
7 runs in the ninth inning.
Yeah, that's a killer.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, there you go, man. Episode 50 is in the books, man.
Go get
Episode
money.
50 in
50.
the books.
Ready?
Now you said Joey said you're gonna win some money.
Enjoy it.
Stack it up. Of course, I'm gonna try to post this tomorrow morning at work. Yeah, at work, right? I will be posting this tomorrow morning on our Twitter, right? We got a new follower on Twitter too. Mr. Corain was following us on Twitter. I think he's following us on YouTube too. So
Legendary Joe Correa.
yeah, legendary Joe Corain, man. I do always showing love, man. You can't stay showing love. But everybody, millions. Check us out next week, episode 51.
51.
Now our next milestone, episode 75. By that time, I think it'll probably hopefully be around football season. Talking about fantasy football and the end of the season. But for now, you guys don't forget, pretty soon I'll be letting you guys know what our numbers are for the NBA Finals pool we got involved in. We all put our collective funds together to try to win a little bit of this cash being thrown out for this NBA Finals, and we're gonna see what we're gonna do. Hopefully, in NBA Finals though, the one good thing, no numbers matter. It's not like the NFL, right? NFL, you're looking for that 0, that 7, that 3. You know, you hoping for those numbers, especially a 0. But in the NBA, you don't care what numbers you get because you never know.
All the same, really.
All the same, yep. All the same. But anyway, that is episode 50. I'm gonna let my man Chris have the last word in this episode. Go ahead, Chris. Hit us up.
Yeah, we want to say happy birthday to Coop. He was he had his happy birthday this week. So I know he's one of our
what, 13?
13.
Big
Yeah, teenager now. Cool.
Yeah, big teenager now. So happy birthday. And so hopefully one of our horses wins the Kentucky Derby. Hopefully Joey's if you bet, because that's the best money.
That's the best money. 30 to 1.
Go with mine because it's most likely steroided up.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna put, if I'm putting a little bit on them and they all like, that the numbers they got, I'm gonna put something on every one of our horses and see what happens.
You could put $1, I think, on usually. You think 30 to 1, if you want to hit Joey's on $1, that's killer right there. So
I'm gonna put money on all the horses. I'm gonna put money on all of the hockey picks we had. And of course, I'm gonna put some money on these on this parlay. I'm gonna have to nibble on it a little bit,
You don't want to.
You don't want to
hit the whole thing. You don't
like
want
a
to hit
sandwich.
that whole thing.
You get a sandwich. You don't want the end pieces of the bread. Nibble around it a little bit.
Yeah, good. It's a good weekend for sports. So
yes, it is.
Yeah, good. This is another prime time for sports. You got baseball starting up, NBA basketball's heating up really hot. Kentucky Derby, you got NHL. It's a good weekend. So,
get out there and enjoy. Chris, I remember you mentioned something earlier. I need y'all to check to see what y'all doing the weekend of July the 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, those couple of days, because I do want us to get together to see a Braves Nationals game here at the stadium here in DC.
Yeah, I'll let you know then. That'd be
All
sweet.
right.
Okay.
That'd be sweet.
Yep.
Joey's I'm usually easier than Joey.
Much
Joey's,
easier.
I don't have kids, so
A lot of things going on, JB.
makes it a little easier for me.
Just FYI, I'll be that time. I'll be back in America for I'll be back a week. It's like this. That'll be a week back from South America. So
Okay. Costa Rica.
no, we're going to South America. Costa Rica's in Central America, Joey.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Aren't you a Jose teacher, Joey? Come on now.
Not the geography aspects.
I got you. But yeah, we're going to we're going to the Galapagos and Ecuador.
Oh, sweet.
That's sweet.
Yep. And then on the 26th of July, I am going to Hawaii.
You got some sweet travel plans.
Yeah, right now they's looking sweet. So we gotta make it. I need to win some of this money, man. To pay for some of these things we'll be doing there. Though the Galapagos trip, I ain't really got to pay for nothing. That's all comped because I'm the group leader, so that's all good.
Oh, that's cool.
All right, so everybody, from Joey, from Chris, from me, we want to thank y'all for watching and thank y'all for supporting. Keep on. Hey, I'm telling you, if you haven't done it yet, you may have your thoughts about us, but we win. We win money. We win fantasy. We do it all. So this is a process. We're doing this for not a year, right? We're doing it a year.
Yeah, a little over a year.
Absolutely.
A little over a year, 50 episodes. That's 50, not including the lives, everything else we've been doing. A lot of content out there for you to latch on to and think about and comment and interact with us too. Hate, love, we don't care. We just want you to interact. All right. So this is us signing off. Y'all have a good one. Joey, Chris, talk to y'all this weekend, and may the odds be in your favor.
Always in our favor.
Always.